If you don't know me already, my name's Elisa, and I talk things personal finance, faith, pretty much anything under the sun, anything I'm kind of feel called to talk about. And today we're going to talk about budgeting. I know it sounds like a curse word. I'm looking down because I have a little sticky note. But I started budgeting this year. I know, shocker. 25, and I just started budgeting. What can I say? And it's hard because when you look at a lot of this personal finance videos online, you're gonna start to feel behind. At least I have felt behind. I'm like, oh, great, but we have to start somewhere. So I had started with budgeting. I am using the personal finance dashboard. I can't pronounce her last name, but her first name is Michaela. I'll link her, YouTube channel below. She's kind of the first person I started watching where I was like, I get it now. Like, I don't know why, but it clicked. So I'm gonna just talk about some things that I have learned in the past 8 months of budgeting. I started January 1st. It is August now. So I just wanna share with you guys, maybe this will encourage you to budget. Maybe this will encourage you to keep going if you kind of fell off. Or just kind of reinstate maybe the things you've already been feeling. You can let me know. The first thing that I have learned, that my mom must have been spending $1,000 at the grocery store. Budgeting showed me how expensive things were. I saw like a $400, I think in January, I saw $400, and I was like, I called her and I said, Mom, is this expensive? Am I shopping at the wrong store? She's like, no, like that's what it costs. And I never thought about that growing up. I would go to the grocery store with her all the time. And don't get me wrong, I think I remember seeing hundreds, right? Like maybe 200 or 300, but I didn't really factor in what that meant. So that's the first thing I learned. You'll know what you're spending on food. And then food plus eating out, right? It's a whole thing. That was very, very helpful for me. The second thing would be, I would just say light and water bills. I'm turning that light off now when I leave the room. And it's not that like things are so crazily expensive and you can't afford it, but now I'm understanding. I thought I understood a value of the dollar regarding work, right? What are you getting paid? How much effort or how much brain power you're using to get a certain, hourly rate or salary, yearly salary. But bills kind of showed me, oh, I'm using this much and I'm paying this much. So that's number 2. The third one is I want to say by March, I was like, wait, because basically with the personal finance dashboard, it's like a zero-based budget. So you give every dollar a budget or every dollar a roll, and like the whole goal is to be at 0. For someone who's just starting budgeting, I wouldn't budget to 0. I would budget to like have like 200, 300 at the end. So I guess under budget, is that under budget? I don't know. So that way, because you are gonna overspend or you're gonna spend more than you thought, because now you're finally writing things down. So that's something I learned quickly. I think it was by like March. I was like, wait, there's something off here. Okay. The next thing is that I think budgeting is like riding a bike. It's like a skill that you need to continue practicing and doing, and you get better, and like sometimes you may fall off, but like, it's still fun, so you gotta keep getting up. Okay, this bike may not really work well, but this one does. I use the personal finance dashboard because I like the manual process. I wanted something that was manual, and also something, I already liked her content, so I was like, okay, she's gonna post more videos of her using the tool, so maybe I'll get better at like, the sinking fund she uses, or like how she categorizes things. And also she updates the tool yearly, but you don't have to repurchase it. So I was like, oh, nice. I'm not an Excel-y spreadsheet type of person. So for someone else to be constantly updating something is great. And there's like a whole community that, she has, who will ask her questions or, provide feedback to. So like, that's great too for people who've been using it for a couple of years now. They can give feedback that maybe I couldn't, and I still benefit from their feedback. So highly recommend her. And then I guess, what number are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth thing, I wish I started earlier. I started the new year, which I do recommend. You can start mid-year, obviously. You can start whenever you want. But I wanted to start like fresh for the new year. This year's theme for me is the year of compounding, because I'm understanding that my time can compound, my habits can compound into something, my money can compound. So like I kind of learned that last year, so I wanted to kind of step into that this year. But I wish I started earlier. I wish I started as soon as I moved out. I wish I started in college. I just wish I started earlier. But I think everyone says that in their financial journey. Like they wish they invested earlier, right? So, and then the last thing is kind of two things, but one, people mean this when they say to track your expenses and budget. I hope you don't hear that dog. Do you hear it? Let me know. But I'll just wrap up quickly. People mean it. Like it is really, I'm not at the point where I should say I feel powerful and I feel like I own my money, but I am at the point where I'm like, at least I have something kind of monitoring me and I have a pulse check. It's like almost like people who get an Oura Ring or like a Fitbit or like an Apple Watch. Like you're monitoring your progress, you're monitoring how it's going during the workout. This is me monitoring it. And I wouldn't have known if I didn't do this, like at all. So maybe I get to a point where making so much money, or I know things like the back of my hand, or like, I can kind of play in my head of like how much I'm spending, how much is coming in. But until then, like I kind of need it. So 8 months into budgeting, forever to go. Let me know, are you even budgeting? Are you afraid to budget? You can let me know, because I was afraid to budget. And if you are budgeting, is there any of these things that was like the hardest for you when you first started out? Let me know, and I'm sure we'll talk in the next one. Bye.